They were inside the motel now, walking down one of the carpeted halls. She was moving rapidly, and he was chasing after her, the heavy suitcases bouncing off his legs. When he closed the gap between them, he spoke again, keeping his voice low, but still fuming. "When you go camping," he said, "what do you take?" She didn't answer, kept walking. "Come on," he said, "give me an answer. When you go camping, what do you take?" "Tents," she said. "No, Jesus, that's not what I mean," he said. "I mean to pack stuff. Do you take picnic baskets?" "No," she said. "No," he said, a rage overtaking him. He was determined to make his point and get her to acknowledge it. "Of course you don't. No one would. You take packs, soft-sided, space-saving, portable stuff. What you don't take is a fucking picnic basket." "Oh, where's our room?" she said almost desperately, looking up and down the corridor, ignoring his argument. He snapped, saddled with a picnic basket, another picnic basket, the third goddamn basket, and lost in some motel at some exit off some interstate where all the halls looked the same and all the rooms looked the same. It was like being in a labyrinth. There was no way out, and they were just wandering around, and he'd been married to her for so many years now, and she still wouldn't listen to him. It wasn't just the picnic basket. Hell no, it was everything. She'd just ignore him if she didn't like what he was trying to say, even if he was right, especially if he was right. And all of this boiled over inside him. He lost control and he lashed out at her with his foot because words failed him. She wouldn't listen to him anyway, and his hands were full. His foot hit her in the rear end, the back of one thigh, the side of his foot, not quite a kick, but a push, enough to shove her off balance to the side of the hall. Directly before him, where she had been, was a cart, appearing as if by magic, laden with towels and cleaning equipment. Beside it, the startled face of a maid, a young woman in starched purple and white uniform. She had seen what he had done. He felt the blood drain out of his face. His wife had recovered, and the three of them stood there in the hallway, speechless. Then he said, "Where is 110? We're looking for room 110. "Pardon, senor, no hablo English," the maid said, a mask of indifference quickly replacing the look of shock he knew he'd seen on her face. She turned and entered a room beside her cart. Then his wife said, "It's down here, this way," and she walked off. The bags hung like wrecking balls in his arms. He felt energy rushing out of his body, leaving him so weak that he thought he might collapse right there in the hall. He felt dizzy, a man spinning around in the middle of nowhere, having just come from some place he didn't know, on his way to where he didn't want to be. He felt small, lost, incapacitated, and alone, fearful in that desolate, antiseptic hall. The sharp smell of disinfectant stung his nostrils. He winced and sped off in the direction his wife had disappeared, eager to make amends. She had opened the door to their room and was inside. As he entered, he said, "I'm sorry." There was no reply. He put the bags on a bed. "I'm sorry I made such a big deal about the stupid basket," he said. "It's nothing." "Yes," she said, from elsewhere in the room, her voice flat, non-committal. He found her at the sink in the bathroom. "I mean it. I'm sorry," he said. "I don't know what got into me." "Neither do I," she said, still removed from him, but her tone was warmer, just that first barely perceptible hint of forgiveness or resignation, and he felt the relief that comes when you put bad things behind you and are able to go on.